guys, it's Sekaar with my build video for the Flames of Ambition patch for a Stamina Sorcerer. This is for the no procs in open world, so let's get started. First of all, we're going to be running Spriggan's Maul in the Sharpen trait to get that pen as high as possible. Then on our back bar, we're going to be running 2 Axes of Endurance to get our health recovery pretty high on our back bar. You're going to want Nirnhoned on your main hand and Powered on your offhand to increase both of your damage and your healing for that. And then on your head, you're going to be running a heavy impreg helmet, heavy. And then in the reinforced trait, every body piece that we're going to have is going to be in the reinforced trait and with prismatic glyphs on, as you can tell. And our chest is going to be heavy impreg as well. Our shoulder is going to be a medium bloodspawn. Our waist is going to be a medium Spriggan's belt. Our hands are going to be medium Spriggan's. Our legs are going to be medium impreg as well. And our boots are going to be heavy impreg as well. And all 3 of our jewelry pieces are going to be in the protective trait, and we're going to have 2 weapon damage glyphs and 1 stamina recovery glyph. The protective is to get your resistances as high as possible so that you can take a hit pretty nicely. And we're going to be having a necklace of endurance, an impreg ring, and a Spriggan's ring. And our attributes are going to be all 64 points into stamina. Also, we are going to be an Imperial as our race. And our Mundus Stone is going to be the Serpent for stamina recovery. And we're going to be using Bewitched Sugar Skulls as our food. Alright, as far as our skills go, we're going to be using as our main source of damage, Dizzying Swing and Crystal Weapon. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to activate your Crystal Weapon and then Dizzy Swing and then get a light attack off so your Crystal Weapon procs after the Dizzy Swing. Do not do it beforehand. The burst is on a lot shorter window if you do Dizzy and then have your Crystal Weapon do the damage. And then Camo Hunter to increase your major savagery so that you're going to get more weapon critical. And Critical Surge is going to be your main source of healing, but also having the Major Brutality, you're going to have your weapon damage increased, so it's all around an amazing skill to have. I prefer this over Rally because you get a constant heal on this rather than an unreliable one from Rally. And then Executioner as our Execute, because who doesn't want to kill an enemy at low health? And Dawnbreaker as our ultimate. Dawnbreaker is one of the best stamina ultimates in the game. I think this is a no-brainer. It's so good against multiple people. On our back bar, we're going to be using Ball of Lightning. It's personally up to you whether you use Ball of Lightning or Streak. I prefer Ball of Lightning because I like the pressure relief that it gives. From projectiles, you are able to just get away more and just kind of regroup and just get your buffs back up before going back into the fight rather than having Streak as just a getaway and CC option. Quick Cloak so that you can have major evasion on your character. Resolving Vigor, this is going to be one of your main sources of heal. If you keep this up at all times, it's going to be very, very, very difficult to heal you. Dark Deal, try and use this immediately after you're CC'd. You'll get an instant heal and stamina back, so it's going to help you sustain in the fight as long as possible. And Hurricane. This is going to be your Major Resolve and Minor Expedition, so you're going to be fast as fuck, boy. And you're going to be having your physical and spell resistance increased, so keep this up at all times. And it does damage too on top of all that to any enemies nearby. Please keep this up at all times. It's only 15 seconds, so make sure you're reapplying this whenever it gets low. And the Summon Charge Atronach, I personally have been loving this ultimate more than Dawnbreaker. It gives you a nice spot to kite around if you're just in the middle of like an open field or whatever and fighting people. It's going to give you a lot of pressure relief, and it does insane amounts of damage. And as for our champion points, for the blue tree, our slottables are going to be Deadly Aim, Duelist Rebuff, Untamed Aggression, and Endless Endurance. And in our little purple trees, Extended Might, we're going to be having 40 in Piercing, 40 in Battle Mastery, 30 in Mighty. And in our Staving Death purple tree, we're going to be having 30 in Hardy, 40 in Quick Recovery, and 30 in Elemental Aegis. Obviously, you're going to want to get these as high as possible. These are going to increase with your CP as well. Then the rest of this, 25 into Eldritch Insight. I personally have been putting more... I would rather put the points into these, Hardy and Elemental Aegis, rather than Eldritch Insight, but it's personally up to you. But definitely put 40 into Tireless Discipline. You're going to want to get your stem as high as possible, obviously. In our red tree, our slottables are going to be Rejuvenation, Peace of Mind, Juggernaut, and Boundless Vitality. There are a lot of good red slottables, so personally it's up to you. Play around how your playstyle is, and definitely play around with it. There's a lot of really good ones in here. But besides that, we're going to be having 40 in Defiance, 15 in Tumbling, 50 in Mystic Tenacity, 40 in Hero's Vigor, Hasty, having 32 in that, 40 into Sprinter, 40 into Tireless Guardian. I'm slowly increasing Nimble Protector to have that maxed out, so try and get that to all 15. And Fortification, I have 45 in. Again, I'm slowly just putting all my points into everything as I get more CP. And then in my green tree, our main slottables are going to be Rationer, Liquid Efficiency, Steed's Blessing, and Gifted Rider. Two of them are going to help you with your mount speed just so that you can just get to places faster. And the other two, Rationer, why don't you want to have your food on as long as possible? Definitely keep that. And Liquid Efficiency, who wouldn't want to save as many potions as possible? But besides that, as far as PvP slottable or tree lines go, definitely have all points into Breakfall, all 50 points. The three most important things to have on here are Breakfall, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. The rest of them come later, so definitely prioritize those three for sure. The rest of them, they really don't matter too much. They're mostly PvE. CPs. And this is what our stats are going to look like buffed up. On our front bar, we're going to be having 4,400 weapon damage with 25,000 spell and physical resist with 3k critical resist. And our stamina recovery is at 1470, which I think is very high on a stamina sorcerer. You're going to mostly be wanting Dark Deal as your main source of sustain. If you just heavy attack and Dark Deal, that's more than enough to keep your stam going at all times. Then 31,000 max health, 34,000 max stamina, 20,000 max magic. It's definitely, I'm absolutely loving this build so far. I'm having a blast. Then on my back bar, I have 2,031 health recovery and 1,723 stamina recovery. It gets increased because I have the Summon Atro ult on, which in the Daedric Summoning class line, you get the Daedric Protection passive. So you're going to have health and stamina recovery just by having something slotted. And so I have that on my back bar. It's going to increase that by 20%. It's very nice. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I personally have been loving this build and this no proc meta for Cyrodiil. So if you guys want to see this build live in action, you can check me out at twitch.tv/Sekaar. I will be leaving a link in the description. And besides that, if you enjoyed the build and the video, don't forget to sub to the YouTube and also like the video. It helps me with the algorithms. So guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Later.